Dad, can I get a PS5?
Son, we have a PS5 at home.
What do you mean a PS5 at home?
Here, put that back. Let's go home and let me show you.
What?
Put it back. Let's go home and let me show you. Yeah, son, see, it's right here. The Minis Forum G1 Pro. The name's a little different, but it's basically a PS5.
Whoa! I want a game on it! After a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Newegg. Our friends over at Newegg just started their 25-year anniversary sale. Newegg is one of our go-to spots when hunting for PC hardware and tech deals, especially when a good sale's going on. We all know how expensive gaming PC components are right now, so being able to save a couple extra bucks with these bundles is really helpful. You can even find some really good deals on some motherboard and RAM combos, sometimes even a CPU motherboard and RAM combo if you really do some looking. And if you're building a PC from scratch, Newegg's PC Builder tool makes it super easy to plan the build, and you can save even more money while bundling select parts. So if you haven't checked out Newegg.com for the latest tech deals and savings, what are you waiting for? And on the 25th day of every single month this year, you can save big on their doorbuster deals, which come and go really quick. So keep an eye out for those drops. Thanks Newegg for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it.
So all jokes aside, guys, Minis Forum sent this over to us. This right here is a awesome mini PC, and we've looked at a lot of their mini PCs, but I think this one's probably one of the coolest ones yet.
And it looks very similar to the PS5. That's why we made that joke at the beginning. But the G1 Pro, which features the following specs, we have the Ryzen 9 8945HX, which is a 16-core, 32-thread processor. We have an RTX 5060, which is at 145 watts with 8 gigs of VRAM, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, and a 1TB Gen 4 SSD with Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, and it runs in PCI 4.0 by 16, which is an important note. This is an early sample. This is not going to be the final one that is shipped out to customers, because as creators, they send us one as quick as possible to build the hype of this thing so you guys can see if you want to buy it or not. So there are some cosmetic issues potentially with it, and I know there's supposed to be like a logo on here that might be on the side or the front. One of the spots there's supposed to be a logo. McAllister will put the image on screen here. Our model doesn't come with that logo.
I gotta say, first of all, this thing is a brick. Like in terms of its density, it feels like they crammed every single part in here really well. So it's very heavy for its size, but it looks really sleek. It reminds me of like a Nintendo Wii.
And of course, just to get things out of the way, this is not a sponsored video on Minis Forum. They just send the mini PCs to us. We unbox them, we game on them, and give our opinions on it. This mini PC is $1439, which I would say in normal markets, kind of expensive, but in this current RAM market, not too bad.
If you're getting a 5060 with GDDR7, you're getting 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, you're getting a 1TB, probably Gen 4 SSD, and you're getting a new Ryzen 9 that's on the current platform. Yeah, let's go over some of the ports on this. So on the front, we got a power button, we got a USB 3, we got a USB-C that is 10 gigs, so it's gonna be pretty fast. We also have a combo headphone jack, and then it looks like we got like a little LED bar that's on the top and bottom. And on the back side, this is an interesting part, 5060 low profile, but it looks like to me it has a custom bracket. Hopefully we'll be able to open it up and see, but I don't see where there'd be like the little part in the PCI that sticks out. So interesting to note, but it does have 2 DisplayPort up top, and then we also have an HDMI and another DisplayPort. So 4 display outs. We also have another USB-C that is 10 gig. We have a reset button that you're gonna need like a little pin to press. We have 2 USB 3s. We have, interestingly enough, another HDMI, a 5 gigabit Ethernet LAN port. That's pretty impressive. And then this is cool. The power supply is a built-in unit that almost looks like it's flex size, but it kind of looks custom.
Yeah, a lot of this is a little bit different than the standard mini PC we see from Minis Forum, because again, that is a standard low profile 5060. I believe on the marketing imaging I did look at for this, it is a gigabyte model. It's one of those gigabyte low profile cards that they just modified the bracket for. But when we open it up, we'll take a look. Now the cool thing about this, and right now I think it might just be in a basic red mode, the RGB lighting, you can customize this with their software that is on board already. So you can use some RGB effects and things like that.
I will say, dude, this thing's moving some, feel the back here, like right down, yeah, it moves some air, but it's pretty quiet. It kind of actually reminds me of like a new gen console. It's not making a lot of noise. We'll see if that changes during gaming.
All right, we're gonna take it apart.
Yeah, so we'll take it apart. We showed you that it works though. I guess let's turn it off.
I will say Minis Forum, let me read the word for word what they sent me, because they knew we at the Toasty Rose would be doing something kind of goofy with this. The assembly/disassembly is relatively complex.
Yeah.
You know, we're just gonna start taking it apart and hopefully we get there.
If I take every screw out, something has to give, right?
Right. Ah, there it is. Really, this is the only
3
disassembly
fan.
we need, because you can go further, but we can see everything we need to see.
It's really changed the definition of a 3-fan GPU.
I know, isn't it
It's
cute?
so small. I do think this is interesting. They almost gave it its own chamber in a way, because like if you look, this is all pretty much cut off with foam. So that's pretty cool. I guess in theory, oh look, it's like cut out for the fans on the inside.
Nice.
That's kind of crazy. And then you can see our little cutout here for what almost reminds me of like an Optiplex style cooler. I will say, it's tight. I mean, when you really look at the amount of, there's no airflow here.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what kind of temps we'll get. The power supply is a name brand. It's Channelwell, which is like an OEM. How many watts are we working with? 350? 350 looks like? It's 350
That looks like a 350 watts. So you can't really upgrade crazy on the GPU, but in theory, this seems like just a traditional mini PC. They just happen to use like off-the-shelf components for the graphics card.
Yeah, and then without like taking too much apart, I can kind of point some stuff out. I see that has to be Gen 4 with that heatsink.
It is Gen 4.
Yeah, Gen 4. I can see our LAN card down here. It's an WXT94M2003. Anyone wants to look that up?
I do see the
That's
RAM
crucial.
hiding. Is it just one stick?
It could be offset. Yeah, I think it is one stick.
Okay, so it's one stick. So 32 gig single channel. The RAM market, guys. Give it and take it away. So I hope that is.
I mean, because I can see where you see that little slot right here.
Yep, that's where the other
one would go. So you can upgrade RAM, but I wouldn't right now.
Yeah, I would not right now. I would get in this configuration. I will say the one that's available on the website is 32 gigs, but it doesn't list if it's single or dual channel. So Minis Forum, if you're gonna do that, especially with like a laptop CPU, definitely list if it's single or dual channel.
And then there's one last thing I kind of to note is, yeah, this GPU does have the IO shield taken off of it. So if you wanted to transplant this in another build, assuming that the box didn't come with it, which what's in that box there? Maybe that could be in there?
So that is
I'm
the power
assuming
stuff.
it's not gonna be in there.
So in here we have
a stand.
This is the stand for it, so you can put it on a stand. That just looks like a monitor stand. It's toolless. We also have the power plug, an HDMI, and then we also have an additional heatsink for another NVMe, I guess.
Yeah.
Extra screws and extra screws.
Yep, so that is something to keep in mind. If you wanted to move this over to another build, I mean, it could work, but you wouldn't have the IO shield unless you like 3D print or buy another one. I don't know why you would move this to another build, but just something to note. I mean, other than that though, it's not super complicated. Like this is the whole motherboard. And then you see it's a custom board because look at the vertical riser that goes sideways off the board. So it's kind of like a custom mini ITX board, standard CPU 8-pin, standard 24-pin. Fan header not standard. This might be like a laptop modified board basically, especially with that Ryzen CPU. Anything else really weird?
No, everything looks like one of the Minis Forum mini PCs we've seen, and they've gone even crazier from back in the day with just APU systems. So now, ones with desktop GPUs where you get the full 145 watts on that 5060, you get all the DLSS 4.5 support when you're playing the latest titles, so 1440p is an option as long as you're not VRAM limited, but this thing is looking pretty cool, a much cooler version of a PS5. I guess we'll get this thing hooked up, download some games on it, see what it's all about. We'll put the stand on too, so we get the maximum potential. I don't know if it really helps at all, but the stand's cool.
Because it looks like it goes right here where there's no cooling, so I don't think it'll change much. But
maybe it'll just add a little bit of support, a little bit of base support. But then we'll install some games, and then from there, we'll see what the G1 Pro is all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the mini PC, and we are currently running 1440p on a mini PC. It's crazy, isn't it? We're gonna go ahead and crank this up, max FOV. We're running DLSS balance on the CNN model, and we got dynamic medium ray tracing with high settings. You know, it's crazy. A few years ago, if you asked me, could you play 1440p AAA titles on a mini PC, I'd be like, no. How would you think you could do that?
And I will say, we'll show some of the demo on screen here. We talked about how there's software. He's running that right there. That looks good. There is software built in that allows you to change the RGB, but also change the power profile. There is a office PC mode, a gaming mode, and a beast mode. We are on beast mode right now, which I think really just has that CPU look. It's just pinged at 5 gigahertz, which is crazy for a laptop level
wattage,
CPU,
dude.
and the wattage is pretty high.
I mean, that's close to like what we would see. Actually, at this percentage, I'm assuming we can get more wattage out of it. This is like close to 7800 X3D wattage.
Yeah, so it's very high wattage. Beast mode, you know, we're pulling, let's see, how much are we pulling from the wall here? About 221 watts right now. So
that's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy for this level of hardware. But hey, 70 plus FPS, basically a good 60 FPS experience at 1440p with upscaling. You're gonna wanna be okay with upscaling if you're gonna play 1440p with this GPU.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that that GPU is like a card that could be moved. It's standard, it's not like a 5060 level performance piece of hardware. It literally is a 5060, which is always nice to see.
And we're getting about 84 degrees on the CPU, which is warm, but I will say if we're staying around 4.95 gigahertz under like 50% utilization, I think that's more than acceptable for this level of hardware. Where did that guy come from?
Okay, he's making me nervous.
He's like, buddy.
Talk back to me, baby.
I like how he's right behind you.
Dude, no, I thought I was seeing a mirage or something. I was like, what is this? I need to kill my one raider, or my one bot. Not raider.
Not the raider.
I'm a good guy.
He's gonna kill the raider. He's gonna kill the raider.
Now this is crazy to see though, and obviously, you know, if we were playing 1080p, then this would just be cake. I mean, we are getting some like lows here and there, like the 40s, but I would be happy at 1440p with this. Maybe lower settings a little more to get closer to like a higher refresh rate.
Yeah, 1440p is, again, that price point is getting a little bit higher with the RAM shortages and everything. Realistically, at this price point, I'd be like, yeah, I better play 1440p at this price point. But considering the small form factor, the uniqueness of this build, and, you know, just the market in general, all three of those combined, this is kind of what I expect from a mini PC at this price point in 2026. It's gonna trigger the other arcs. Ooh, one shot?
Well, I got my one kill. I really pissed off a giant robot thing. We'll see if he tries to intercept me. But we out here. Oh, he is. Oh no. He is pissed.
Oh no.
Oh my god, vault quicker. Oh, my legs. Oh my Lanta.
Wow, that was almost disastrous.
Oh, my butt.
His butt has been attacked.
Oh, he shot my butt. Uh-oh, we got enemies. Oh, come on. Oh god, it's gonna be around the corner. This thing's gonna... Hello? Where did you go?
Oh, I see it.
Over there? Oh! What in the heck? This is a weird game. We had that one guy pop behind us. We got arcs spawning in randomly. This is just crazy. We need to get out of here. Yeah, no, I mean, this is crazy impressive though, and I feel like for the price that you're paying, like, I don't know, I'm not upset with it. I just like the fact that you're getting 32 gigs of DDR5, 1 terabyte Gen 4, the really, I mean, the CPU is insane, honestly. A real 5060. If you were to get all these specs in a full-size build right now, pre-built, realistically, you're probably still looking, especially Ryzen 9, $1,100 at least. So I'm like, for an extra 300, getting it in a small form factor like this, I mean, I don't think that's crazy.
Yep. It's not always going to be the best price performance when it comes to small form factors. It's going to be great, though, for particular use cases where you want a small PC.
Yeah, I feel like normally small PCs are usually, we always say that it's like horrible for the price realistically, but I don't know. I don't feel that way about this one for some reason. It's also just built really cool and unique as well. It's not like the typical where it's just in a square box and they just say, all right, this is good.
They decided to make it fun.
Yep, all right. Well, Arc Raiders, amazing. Let's go ahead and go on to another game.
All right, guys, we are in Battlefield 6. Hello, buddy. How are you doing? Actually, I probably shouldn't do that just yet. Let's go ahead and look at the settings and then we'll run page up. So currently we're running the following settings. High settings. There you go. Advanced, we got DLSS set to balance. No frame gen, but we'll mess with some frame gen here later. I mean, we got 5060 might as well. Running 1440p. We are getting the warning that we're getting close to that VRAM being exceeded just because of Windows and in-game. So we are kind of close, but let's see if the FPS suffers because of it.
And keep in mind, the warning, it's all warnings. You know, it doesn't mean your game's gonna break. It doesn't mean it's gonna ruin anything. Like, you can ignore the warnings if you want.
You can ignore all warnings in life, too. You know, when there's a fire and that fire alarm goes off, ignore it. It doesn't matter. It could always be a drill. The drills just aren't important.
Oh.
I could have if I rotated around a little bit. But this is running fine right now. Oh, no, I shouldn't. He was literally, the defib was going. The bot defib was working. This is fine. Usage is looking pretty good. I noticed once we were leaving the benchmark for Arc Raiders, the CPU was getting a little bit hotter. It seems like 90 is the peak for it, but for a Ryzen laptop CPU, I mean, that's probably like 10 degrees cooler than it's normally used to.
Yeah, they're hundreds usually.
And we're on the beast mode, which most people, you don't need to run beast mode 24/7. You can run the gaming mode. And when you're running 1080p, I don't believe it's going to be pushing the hardware nearly as much. So we're doing worst case scenario here. Leave me alone. Oh goodness, I can't survive. I need only bots. Hello, can I spawn you guys? They got too much heavy fire. The one thing you mentioned too, we are running single channel 32 gig SODIMM. If I had to give any criticism to Miniswarm for this right now, it would be on that listing where it says you get 32 gigs of RAM, make sure that you do mention it's single channel because it could be having some impact here. Oh goodness.
Yep, we might be losing a couple to few FPS in some games, not having dual channel.
DDR5 is not nearly as bad, but it is still something to keep in mind. We have done testing on this, and I'm getting
he done got behind your whole team.
It does matter still. So, all right, we're gonna lock in, and then we're gonna turn on some frame gen because it's been a little bit since we loaded up frame gen in this game. You know what? FrameGen will help me. All right, 93 average, 1% low, 44. We'll turn that off. We'll see what FrameGen looks like. Let's go to graphics. Let's go to advanced. Multi-frame gen, ×2 frame gen, baby. Let's go. Hey! Wow. Look at the frame gen. All right, page up.
Wow, under a millisecond response time.
Oh, they're pushing us back. Oh, goodness. I will say, it doesn't feel amazing. It's okay. It's not the best. I definitely felt frame gen run a little bit smoother before. It could be because of the higher settings. Probably want to run lower details and have that VRAM limitation that may be holding us back a little bit with some latency, but you are getting higher averages, so you do have that. I still think, and it does suck, $1,400. I still think 1080p is probably the sweet spot for this still. But 1440p in some games is still an option. Okay, so frame gen kills. 150 FPS, let's go. Pull up, baby. Oh.
You done overheated the barrel. Oh my gosh, dude, look at all of them.
Oh, look at these rats.
Oh my gosh. You're like one shot right now. Take as many out as you can. There's a grenade behind you.
I can't see anything. I can't see. Oh, I'm on fire. All right, there you go. That was my Battlefield experience. 138 FPS with 1% low, 47.
Oh,
a lot of fire happening.
Everybody's going.
Let's try another game.
We are now in Oblivion Remastered. BenchMarkus is making a comeback.
We gotta do the intro. Do the intro.
Oh, yeah, do the intro. BenchMarkus
we're back.
is making a comeback. 1080p. We are running medium preset. You guys know this is Unreal Engine 5. We got ray tracing turned off hardware-wise, but software-wise it's set to low. We are using DLSS set to balanced. No frame gen. This is a game that definitely benefits a lot from frame gen, especially being single player, where you don't really, it's already not a fast game. The response time never feels quick on it. So running frame gen actually is pretty beneficial for this game.
Yeah, no, this is definitely dropping 1080p. You could do DLSS with frame gen at 1440p if you want to, but this is an example of a not super well optimized title and more or less just Unreal Engine that's definitely going to push hardware. So just want to show you guys another worst case scenario for this little guy.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say though, it's like when we're fighting 70s and when we're like not fighting in certain areas, we are hitting 80s. I am going to try on some frame gen in a second here because this is another game where I like to try out frame gen. I think any single player game where you can see a significant increase in frame gen without like a ton of input lag is always worth doing.
Especially if you already have a decent base FPS. It can be kind of jank if you have a really low FPS, but once you have like what we have, hell yeah.
And I mean, yeah, this just feels so much better because like I said, this is just one of those games where I feel like Cyberpunk and GTA are kind of the same way. I don't think you can do frame gen in GTA, but Cyberpunk, they're games that already don't feel super responsive. You're not playing for esports purposes. I do like how the load dropped from the menu.
Yeah.
Reset that. I mean, it is crazy though. Just normal frame gen, no other settings change. We just doubled our FPS.
Yeah, very smooth.
Yeah.
And a game that's already kind of clunky, we're able to actually play it and have not too bad of an experience. Still, little Unreal Engine 1% lows at 35 at times, but with the frame gen, you don't really notice it that much.
It's time to send BenchMarkus off.
BenchMarkus, you have served us well. We will bring you back maybe in the future. Let's go ahead and run some other built-in benchmarks and wrap this video up. G1 Pro, cool PC.
Miniswarm definitely, I think, outdid themselves in this one. The G1 Pro is really cool, and I'm excited to see what this may bring in the future. Maybe some more budget versions would be really cool with like a Ryzen 5 and something like maybe like a 3050. I would love to see some stuff that can kind of fill in the budget sector of gaming as well, but I think this one for the price is not too bad.
And the form factor is really cool. It's a very unique taste on a compact mini gaming PC, and the performance was pretty solid. Again, it's a bit expensive because that's, well, it comes with the territory of mini PCs, and given the RAM market, we can kind of forgive the price point it's currently at. But let's talk about the rest of the benchmarks we ran and give you that 3D Mark score. We ran Rainbow Six Siege X 1440p on high settings, got an average of 272 FPS, a minimum of 219, a max of 311. CS2 1440p low, got an average of 429.5 with a 1% low of 154.3.
And in 3D Mark Time Spy, we got a score of 13,122, which is an 11 cents per point score, and that's definitely not too bad considering it is 2026 and prices suck, and this thing is a mini PC. So let us know down below what you guys think. Would you pick up a mini PC like this, or do you wish there were some cheap ones, some more expensive ones? Let us know what you think.
And as always, link subscription down below will be an affiliate link, and it will help us out.
And we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, if you were wondering where little Matt was shopping up front earlier, that was actually PCBros.tech, and yeah, we literally do sell gaming PCs and sometimes even consoles.
And when I bought a PC from PC Bros, I doubled in size. You just get so much aura when you buy from PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% of your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.